Hi, welcome to Heaven's Peacemaker. I know, it's third video this weekend. I'll probably be taking a break off from making them for a couple days. There's things I need to get caught up on. It's Sunday, the snow's just starting to come down, but it's just laying on the grass. So far, not on the roads. That's a good thing. I know it's supposed to get up 3 to 5 inches. Three is nothing. 5, it just means you may have a little bit of a trip into work tomorrow. But my poor husband will probably have to get up early and be in work. If it does get bad, probably by 3 in the morning, to start planning for the school so they could open. So I'm calling you. I'm doing this video because there was one of my viewers who is an active commenter, and I can't speak. I am enjoying getting to know her. She wanted to make charm stitch markers for charity, a charity that's dear to her heart, and she asked me if I could help her, and I said, yeah, sure. So I figure I'll make this quick video, mostly for her, but if it helps you, and if you don't have nothing else to do, you could try your hand at charm making, but don't get too good at it, because a lot of us sells our charms, and it'd be nice that you help support us. That was a plug, wasn't it? Now, everyone, I see you guys, everyone out there doing their videos, they always have to sip and drink and have their tea. My daughter treated me today. Now it's not coffee, it's chai tea. So if you want to get on my good side, it's a Starbucks Venti iced chai. Okay, 7 pumps of chai. 8's fine, but I get 7 pumps of chai. That says chai and light ice. Yeah. I got this at Target. They're using these funky lids instead of straws. They do have straws there. I don't like drinking it that way because I got to fight the ice. And I don't, so I should have got a straw. But I didn't. So, I'm going to stop here. And you're going to, then it's going to go into a clip with me attempting to do a demonstration demo where the camera is looking at my table and me talking. I'm not good at talking. I am not good. I mean, I love to teach people. I've had held many quilt classes before, and I held those Heaven's Blankie workshops. So yeah, I try to be an extrovert for a little bit, but please don't judge me on my video skills and my demonstration skills. Remember, I'm just doing this from the love of my heart. Well, you guys take care. I hope next week treats you well. But one last quickie thing. I did join Stitch to My Lose Zoom phone thing last night. Yeah, I stepped out of my comfort zone and I called, and it was so easy to join. I mean, it was snap. Then I realized they timed you out. Yeah, I could have dialed right back in again, but my daughter was coming home from Target, and it was going on 11, and she uses me as a relief valve to talk about. She manages the front end. So she comes home and she just uses me as a sounding board to get the stress off of her, of all what went wrong that night. Yeah. So I'll see you in a little bit. And this is going to be my final goodbye too. There's nothing going to be at the end. It's just going to be this, and it's going to be the demonstration. Thanks for watching, and thanks for coming back. And I love all you guys' comments. You guys are great. Okay, see you soon. Hi, this is take 2. I was about almost halfway through my talk until I realized this wasn't recording. So, I'm back again. I just want to remind you, I am not a professional in any way. I am self-taught. I just work with beads for fun. And I kind of have a mechanical mind, so I like to figure out things and see how they were made and work and how things go together. So that's how I got into beading. I was making bookmarkers using wax string, and I was selling those for a while. But you want to get yourself some beading wire, okay? These are to be used when you find charms that do not have a loop to attach. Here, see where the spoon has a hole, okay? So you don't need the wire for this. You would just need the double jump rings. But if you were using, I'm going to lose these. But if you were using these for charms, I love this fruit. As you could see, there's a hole through the top and the bottom. There's nothing to hook or hang on to anything. And that is where you need the wire. I have also used well, I didn't use my husband's fishing wire. I actually went down to Walmart through the fishing aisle. You get 330 yards, and it goes a long way. I have been using this for so much, and it is strong because it's made to be strong to catch and hold fish, right? So I'm going to show you two ways. I'm going to show you how to make a stitch marker that has no loop. And then what happened to my spoon? Oh, I used it. And then I'm going to show you how to make a stitch marker that has a loop. So this would be the outcome. Okay. Oh, I'm going to say a little bit more. Okay, so I'll show you it later because I don't want to move the camera much. So I just want to show you, this is what it looks like when you have a Project Keeper or one of these and you have all your stitch markers together. I'm using the cross as the main one, so like if you were knitting in the round, you would use this one to mark your beginning, and then you would use these to space out in the different parts as you go around the needle. So another option, what you could do for charms. Here, I want to show you the different types of charms I have waiting to be made. Okay, so I found a llama. Okay. Actually, it's already a charm. See, it has a clip on it. Maybe I have to use that for a giveaway. I found tea sets. Found these at Michael's. Tea sets. And I'm going to use the spoons here for the spoon theory. I found Batman charms. They were on clearance. So, I mean, you go to Joann's and Michael's, and there is an unlimited supply. If you're going to use them for crochet and knitting, you don't want them to be real heavy. These are light. You don't want them to be real heavy or cumbersome. I like these different types of trees. Tree of life. And this one had dog things on it. I used a couple of them already to remind me of Izzy B. So there's ideas that you could use for charms. I mean, you could go crazy. As you saw with my stitch markers, I didn't even use charms. I used straight beads. And this is where it gets dangerous, because you want color combinations, you want size combinations, and then you feel like you have to buy. But if you buy charms, I mean, all you have to do is buy the hardware just to attach them. So this would be cheaper to use. It just depends where you want to go. Okay, the last thing I want to show as a kind of demonstration is by Impression or Impress Art. They are into metal stamping. They have a lot of things for metal stamping. And I got these little aluminum tags. As you can see, there's tags. You could put them on a circle. And what you would need is, you don't need a block like this, but you need a solid piece of wood or something solid, so when you hit it with a hammer, you're not going to break it or ruin the tabletop. This was all messed up and rough, so sometimes when I use the aluminum pieces, I have to put a piece of cardstock or even a piece of fabric on it so the back of it doesn't get marked up. So what I have used to stamp, there's a cross. There's a cross. Impress Art has a lot of it. If you go to Joann's, there's a lot of options, from baby stuff to just flowers to, you know, general. But this is the one I buy. It kind of resembles my logo. I don't know if you could tell there. It's a heart. So I use this for heavy peacemaker. It's actually called Swirly Heart. Yeah, I end up buying two, not knowing. So I'll show you what that looks like. So again, I'm going to show you how to make this. But here's a lever back earring, okay? Easy to open and close. I did have a charm on it. And then I added one of my logos to it by metal stamping it. Now I could just have the heart. I don't need two charms. It all depends what you want to do, okay? So let's get down to making one of these spoon charms, okay? So I have a lever back earring, and as you can see, there's a hole, right? So I know I could fit that in a double jump ring. And this is a double jump ring. I get the little ones. Okay. I like the security of it. They don't seem to snag as much. And then the single ones, I never could get them to close even. They seem to snag on the fabric. So I get the double jump ring. And it's like how you put keys on a key ring. Same thing. And this works on that too. If you want to try to get a key on a key ring, see that hook? You put this hook down into it. Okay? I don't know if you could tell. But there was a space there, okay? So while I got this open, I do it at the same time. I'll push this on, okay? And then at the same time, while I still have that open, I will put the spoon on at the same time, okay? And then I twist it on. I have one ready because I knew it was not going to work, okay? So these are on. It's just on. It's just right onto the jump ring. It's hard to show. I know I'm not doing a good job of this, but I hold the charms. I get my pliers. And I keep on twisting the jump ring, and you hear the click. That means that the charm came on. So with one piece, that went real quick, right? I had the double jump ring, I put the clasp on, and I put the spoon on at the same time. Now if you really wanted to, it would take longer. You could put the spoon on and then put the jump ring on, or vice versa, but I put two on at the same time. See how quick that went? I did that the same way. I did that the same way, putting everything on at the same time. Actually, for this one, I had the jump ring. I put the earring back on. I put my aluminum stamp on and the charm at the same time. and twisted them all together. So this is the quick way. Okay, now, so let's get rid of this. Okay, let's get rid. So now we're down to working with like this lemon. It has a hole here and a hole here. So you can't put this on one of these jump rings. There's no way to attach it. Well, that's where your wire comes in. So what I do is I cut off a piece of wire, okay? I'm just going to use this fishing wire. Well, the wire you might be able to see better. In the beginning, I used something like maybe 6 inches. You may, once you get better, you could adjust the size, okay? So, again, for the hardware and it's not hardware, it's not fixtures. Why can't I think of the word? Brain fart. If I think of it, I'll, of course, you know how I stick things in my video. So, these little circles here, see if I could pick one up. That little thing, that's called a crimp bead. This thing that looks like a clamshell is called a crimp cover. See, it's like a letter C. So what I do is with my wire, first I lay them out the way I kind of want to stick them together. What I do is I put the wire through, okay, and I bend it, okay, so that's at the end, and then I start at the top. I want to put this bead on. I put both through the opening, okay, and then with this bead, if you look at this bead, it's maybe hard to tell, but it's gold. It's like a gray, but it has kind of looks like lava, but then it has a gold crackle to it. Then I run the wire through this, okay? I run it through this bead, and then I put a crimp bead on. Here, I have one done, okay? My back's starting to hurt here. Wumpus. Okay, so I have it's looped through. See the loop? And I have that gold circle on it, and I have that piece on it. And I like to just finish the end off with something smaller. So that's why I put this little gold bead on, okay? And then here's the crimp bead. And what a crimp bead does, and you probably could just imagine, I leave a little bit of play in the wire up here. Okay, I leave a little bit of a U shape up there, so it has less tendency to break. There are actual crimp pliers out there, but I just use regular pliers. I put them around the crimp bead, and then I just, I put it around and I squeeze tight. And then as you could see, it becomes flat. Okay, see how flat that is? And that's not too pretty. So that's why you use these crimp beads. Now I'll try to do this on camera. You put it over it and you squeeze it close. Oh, thank you, Jesus, for helping me. So now that's what the charm root looked like. So that's what and then I just come down here, cut off the ends, and now I have a stitch marker. Okay, and then I would just repeat that with the rest of them. Where did my spoon go? So this is the one you have to loop through if you don't have a hole. But if you buy charms that come with a hole already, all you need is a double ring jump loop. Open up like you would when you're putting something on a key ring. Put whatever you want on it, twist it on, and voila, it's done. And these are good for crochet. I mean, you could use them for knitting. I mean, and this was a knitting needle. I mean, it will slide over. I think it would be too big for small knitting needles, but it'd be good for crochet. Okay. Again, try not to make them too heavy, especially if you're using them for stitch markers, because you don't want to weigh down and maybe stretch your loops for knitting and crochet. So that's it for my lesson. I mean, if you have any questions, email me at heavenspeacemaker.com. No, heavenspeacemaker@gmail.com. And then I'll try to help answer your questions. And then, yeah, have fun shopping. But I don't want to be blamed if you start hoarding, it's called findings, jewelry findings. I don't want to get yelled at if you start hoarding things. Oh, I just want to show you these beads. These beads are what I use to put on my fringe for my shawls. These are size 2/0, okay? And they have a nice opening, especially if you're using a weight 4 yarn. But if you're using a thinner yarn, I mean, they make beads all size, but this is a 6/0 size. So this would be good for thin weight yarn. So I just want to show, but okay, so I'm going to move you slowly. Hold on. Okay, here, we're going to go up. Okay. But this is my bead stash. Okay. And all those containers are full. And it's from, I don't know, 10, 15 years of collecting things. And this is what I use to hold all my little findings in. Okay. See, here's my double jump rings. There's the single ones. I got double ones in different sizes. I find out these are great to hold the small ones. I don't lose them as much. Here you can see, here's my crimp beads. So, I mean, you could get lost out there, but for really beginners, I suggest the leverback earring, the double jump ring, and a charm. This is a good place to get started, okay? I highly recommend. Unless you want to lose your sanity, I highly recommend one of these. Use your coupons at Joann's or Michael's. Okay, or Hobby Lobby. Okay? And then, I mean, you could get these at the dollar store. These were just cheap ones. I think they were just $1. Found them somewhere in my travels. I mean, I have more type small things like this I use for different other types of quote-unquote jewelry making that I use the beads for. But I hope you find this helpful. I hope you have a good weekend. Yeah, here's my room. That's my ministry stuff from over there. And then I got 5 more bins out in my other room. And that's pieces of batting that don't... The 3 white tower things are my very good fabric that you buy at an actual fabric store. I mean, like quilt store, I should say. Crafting items. Then you can see my fabric. And your yarn is starting to come down here. And I have a little bit more upstairs, which I have to bring down. But That's my fabric. I got projects already sectioned and some finished things, but this is the nice side of the dungeon. See? Where's the camera? Okay, bye-bye.